If you're over the monotony of day-to-day meal planning like I am, then stick with me for the next 20 minutes as we go through to build our very own meal planner that is customized to your family. I'll give you all the tools. The prompt is in the instructions of the YouTube video. So let's get started. I'll be using Claude, but you can use ChatGPT or Gemini, whichever kind of account you have. This is what you need. You need that account. You need to have an idea what your family preferences, dietary restrictions are. You need to know what's in your house, in your kitchen. What kind of special tools you have. Do you have an air fryer, rice maker, blender, whatever those things are. So I've made some things up for my make-believe family, and we're going to get started. So here I am in Claude on the main page. I could get started in just a regular chat window, context window, but I'm going to go ahead and start a project. So I'm going to click on projects. I'm going to click new project. I'm going to call it demo meal planner. If I wanted to, I could give a description here if your title is not enough, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So when you build a project, custom GPT, Gemini Gem, you will have files, which are project knowledge or things that it can always rely on. And then these instructions are what it's always going to follow. We're going to skip that for now. We're going to go to this chat window and build our first one. So I've provided, and do that. I copied and pasted the wrong thing. So I've given you a prompt that you can copy and paste in here. So going through the prompt, this is what it is. It is telling the LLM what its job is that it's a meal planning consultant. And we're going to get to the point of building a prompt with this. So it's going to go through an information gathering process. I did something weird there. Information gathering. It's going to get family basics, dietary landscape, kitchen setup that we have, what our schedule is, variety preferences, and then the output is that once it's completed collecting all this information, which we're going to do right here, it's going to generate a comprehensive meal planner prompt following this structure, and we'll see that once it comes out on the back end. So that's all in there. That's just it, copy and paste it in there and hit go. And then it's going to walk you through building your own custom project, which is awesome. So there it's considering the prompt that we just gave it. And it's going to come in and it's going to ask us about our family, which I have already prepped in advance so that I'm not telling you all about my personal family because that's weird. Okay, so there's my family. How many people, high activity levels, and who's doing most of the cooking. Does most of the cooking. All right, and it's just going to ask some questions. Super helpful. Okay, for peanut allergy, do you avoid them? Yes, avoid peanuts. When I say low carb, no separate dishes. I'll just eat less. And beyond mushrooms and bell peppers, we'll say Susie really doesn't like leafy greens. And when I say eat less carbs. I'll eat more of other things. Not starving here. Okay. Talk about kitchen setup. What cooking equipment? Now I get to go to my wish list. I have an air fryer. If anybody wants to get one of those for me. A rice cooker I do have. Normal oven. Toaster oven. What else do we have? We have a blender. A smoker. A grill. That's going to add some like fun outdoor days. And let's see. How often do you typically go grocery shopping? Shop 2 times per week. And for Brandon's swimmer appetite and Henry's lunch leftovers, are you already batch cooking some things, or is everything made fresh each night? Ooh. We can batch cook things like chicken that transfer easily to other meals, but generally fresh every night. Oh, We need extra portions for Henry's lunch. The kids buy lunch. Look, good. It can read past my inability to type properly. So it's thinking through that. And that'll kind of impact the shopping list that it gives you. Which nights are we usually the busiest? And I kind of made this up the other day because I was anticipating it. So Tuesday nights, we're the busiest. On more relaxed nights, are you open to spending more time cooking? Yes. And, oh, what an insightful question. Does the swimmer have early morning practices or evening ones? Wondering about substantial breakfast snacks. I don't actually have a swimmer in my family. So those are like really great, insightful questions. Morning and evening practices is what I hear some of the kids have. I don't know. So you'll go through and you'll just answer these honestly to your own family. Just thinking about it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about variety, which I was expecting this question. So chicken is cool often because it's easy to change up. Go-to starches, carbs that work the most. Gemini helped me make these up the other day. Pasta, potatoes. And I mentioned that Brandon loves burgers and pasta and the little ones like tacos and plain noodles. What are some complete meals that are already in your wins in your house? Okay. Taco night. Pasta, spaghetti and meatballs. Chicken, rice, and broccoli. That is my personal family's favorite. Okay. So what vegetables show up? I already had this made up. Do you have any theme nights? Taco night. Taco Tuesday. So who doesn't have Taco Tuesday? Pizza Friday. An optional power feature. Would you like me to help track your meal history? Yes. Track it in Google Calendars. I'll add the event, but you can look to make sure we are not repeating. Okay. So it would be awesome if Claude would add it to my calendar. A video that I'll have later with make.com does add it to my calendar. But I already know it's not worth it to me to try to troubleshoot this with Claude to get it to add it to my calendar. Okay, quick clarification on a couple things, and I'll build for Pizza Friday, we're talking homemade pizza where you can control toppings, takeout delivery, or mix it up. God, with these questions. But this is great because the more specific you are, the better it'll fit your family. So we'll mix it up. Sometimes we'll be homemade, sometimes we'll order out. When introducing those trickier veggies, would you rather I sneak them into dishes where they're less noticeable or present them as sides and just accept kids might skip them? Sides, except they might skip. You know what? Sides, but have a kid-friendly alternative. One last thing on portions. With Brandon's swimmer appetite, should I assume you're cooking for roughly 6 people's worth to cover everyone plus Henry's leftovers? Oh, that's insightful. We'll just say yes. Okay, so now it's building the prompt for us. So we'll go through this. This is what we're going to copy and paste into those instructions as long as it's good to go. So this is the description the project's going to have. That you're an experienced family meal planning assistant specializing in creating realistic nutrition weeknight dinners. So you guys, there's my family profile. Cooking context, the portions that we need is that it's 6 servings. The equipment that we have, shopping frequency, cooking approach is fresh meals nightly, but can batch cook versatile proteins. Peanut allergies are listed. Dietary principle: no separate meals. Create one dinner that works for everyone with modifications. So for me, that is very true. If that's not true for you, you can just go in here and type that. No, like I'll make 5 meals a night. I don't know who you are, but you're crazy. And then Jen I'll reduce carb portions. So just really go through, make sure it all makes sense. Variety, how much you can use a protein in 1 week. Same with vegetables, what's safe, schedule considerations, which days of the week we're busiest, theme nights that we like to incorporate, calendar integration. So before creating the menu, check the Google Calendar for meals from the past 2 to 3 weeks. Avoid repeating the same dishes within 2 weeks, and then track that protein variety. And then here's the workflow that it's going to follow. It's going to wait for the explicit instructions to create menus. So like I think I've shown before, sometimes I'll get in there, I'll just be on my phone in the kitchen before I'm ready to create menus. And I'll be like, hey, Claude, just take note that the kids want spaghetti and meatballs this weekend. Or, hey, I have 5 pounds of chicken still in my fridge that need to get used up because it was on sale or whatever. And so I'll just take note of that. And then when I'm ready to meal plan later, I'll go in and do it. So it won't create the meal plan until I say, and go, create meal plan. It's going to ask about pantry inventory. It's going to check that Google Calendar to look for past meal history. It's going to ask about this week's schedule and then generate a 7-day menu. This is the output that it's going to look like. And then it's going to do a quality control. So it's going to go through it before you ever see it. It's going to create this menu, and then it's going to go through this quality control checklist. And then it's interaction. It's going to be conversational because nobody wants to talk to a robot. Maybe you do, but you don't have to anymore. Okay. And then here it's telling me this prompt is ready to use. Save it somewhere accessible. So this is good. If you don't have a project, if you don't have a pro account, you can go ahead and just copy this prompt, put it in like a Google Doc, somewhere easy to access, and then you paste it into just a normal chat window with your free account. So that's kind of cool that it said that. So I'm going to go to copy. And normally if I'm playing it safe, I'm going to go to like a Google Doc and save it there first so that I have it. But for now, for speed, I'm going to go to instructions. I'm just going to hit paste. And then here, look, don't be an AI rookie. You need to actually delete all this conversational stuff at the bottom, okay? Because that is the first dead giveaway that you cheated on your papers, is if you left the AI's conversation in there. So delete that. This isn't cheating at life, but just, PSA. Okay. Now I need to make sure it has access to my calendar. So here down, and this is only available with the pro accounts, I'm going to go to my settings. I'm going to go to connectors, and I've already connected all my stuff, but this is where you would connect your Google Calendar. If it's not listed, just go to browse connectors. Okay. Now I'm going to go to projects. And here's my demo meal planner. Yeah, I'm going to click on that. So this was the last conversation. I'm going to go ahead and rename it because I just like to stay organized. And this is going to be the prompt creator because that's where we just created that prompt. Okay. And I want to add in here, just to be extra cautious, I have a Google Doc that has the calendar IDs of the calendar I want it to check. Because if you're like me, your Google Calendar, you have like a family calendar, you have a work calendar, you have like a whatever calendar, something crazy that you do. So I put my calendar IDs in there because I've run into issues with Claude before with that. Now I'm going to go to this new window, and I'm going to say today, remember you want to give the date, is Wednesday, 17 November, because I just find that LLMs get confused with that. Is Wednesday, 17 November. I have 5 pounds of chicken and 2 pounds of apples that need to get used. I also have normal pantry staples, flour, oils. And, you know, I probably could have just saved, you know what? Let's do this right here now. One edit. We're going to go back to that prompt creator, and we're just going to say one edit. I have normal pantry staples, things like flour, rice, spices, oils, usually breadcrumbs, and eggs and milk. I know those things aren't in the pantry, but it's going to update my prompt. So you can always go back so that you can be like, hey, it wasn't quite right. How can I change this? Okay. Sometimes it does that. Cool. Can you give me a new prompt to copy and paste? Because why should I do more work? And the LLM will do it. Oh, and this, it didn't even give me conversational stuff at the top and the bottom. So we'll go to our cooking context. Let's see. Variety, schedule, workflow. Here, ask about current fridge pantry inventory, any items to use up. So assume standard pantry staples. Okay. And now I can just hit copy. I go back up to my project. I'm going to go here to edit. I'm just going to delete the whole thing and paste my new one. And it didn't give me any conversational stuff, so I don't have to delete that. Okay, and I can just delete this comment about pantry staples. Please provide meals for the next 4 days. Let's see what it comes up with. I hope it does well. Pondering. That's what it does. It ponders. Okay, seriously though, this has greatly increased my quality of living because meal planning, I love cooking. Meal planning is the worst part of adulting. It's checking my calendar right now. That's awesome. When I ask the family, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Or they want the exact same thing. I don't want to do that. So now I ask if they have preferences, and then I just send Claude off to do it. And it comes up with things. And if I don't like it, I'm like, not really feeling that. And it'll adjust. And everybody has been happy with meals. Sometimes I make things that the kids don't want to eat, and that's fine. I don't care. If I want to get really sexy with it, I will go back and I will update my calendar events to show like what worked and what didn't, and it'll track those. Or every once in a while, I can go back to the prompt and be like, yo, kids hate lima beans, which I should probably put it in there. But so far, Claude has not been so masochistic as to give me lima beans. Anyway, this is okay, perfect. I can see your recent meals. It did not list them out here like it does in my other project. So recent, how many times we've had steak, tacos, cod, roast beef, burgers, chili, all that stuff. And so now it gives me in this format, which if you watch my other video, you can see I can just talk to my Amazon device and have it added to my calendar, or I can type it in and include emojis because I love emojis. And then showing that we're using the chicken across all of them. Now let's look at like what it actually says. So grilled cheese and soup, that changes it up. Chicken Parmesan, chicken tacos, and then baked apple chicken thighs. That sounds amazing, and it's not even really that repetitive despite being chicken. That is great. Okay, so now I have my meals. I like it. Please provide a shopping list. There we go. Broccoli, carrot, green beans, lettuce, fresh parsley. I could go ahead and delete that if I wanted to use dried. Yeah, brown sugar. If I'm running low, I love that it has that little comment. And then it's letting me know that it's assumed that I have all these things, but I just need to think in my human brain, like, do I actually have those? No, add them to my shopping list. So I'll either just take my phone with that shopping list or I add it to the other running family shopping list where my kids add Cheetos and whatever else too. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that video. And just let me know if there's something, some other problem we need to solve. And check out the other ones I have coming up, which includes a make.com, a menu planner. We will get into news feeds. And I have a terms and conditions reviewer that I'm super excited to share with you. So stay tuned.